key talent.
We have as our first guest this morning the Harwich Department of Conservation with Amy and Mickey. And Mickey, I understand you would like to start, and you want to tell us a little bit about what's going on down at the gardens.
Sure. This year we have the gardens are in full swing right now. There's about 100 plots, and I think about 80 of them are being used right now. And we also have a new pollinator garden that we started this year.
What's a pollinator garden?
Well, last year we had an Eagle Scout, Trevor Branch, and he helped us make some raised beds. And then this year, Amy and I filled them with a bunch of wildflower seeds that bees really, the flowers that sprout, the bees really like. Okay. So that helps the bee population and helps pollinate the rest of the garden as well.
Oh, very good.
And then, so we have about 100 plots. They run for $40 each. Each year you can renew your plot. If you have one this year, you can renew the same plot for next year. Or if you're interested in getting a plot, there's still some available. And the town will till and provide the water for you.
What kind of vegetables? You have all kinds of different vegetables, but what kind of a variety do you have?
There's a lot of people do rhubarb, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers. Some people just have a bunch of flowers growing, so pretty much a wide variety.
Any green beans and carrots and peas?
Oh yeah, I'm sure,
stuff?
yep.
Yeah, you have plenty of that.
Yep.
Very good.
And there's a few perennial gardens as well for some people so they can keep their set up each year, but for the most part
who is it that has the one as you go in with all the big flowers? Oh, I can't think of her name.
I'm not sure. I'd have to have my list of everyone.
Oh, okay. Now, she's very popular.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, let's go on.
Well, and we also have a beekeeper, Mark Francis. So he has 2 beehives off to the sides of the garden, so that helps with everyone's pollination as well. Mm-hmm. So that's an interesting one.
Very good. And everybody starts pretty much in the spring?
Yep. We till it, and I think this year we did the end of March, and after that, water gets turned on by May 1st. So.
Do you fertilize any? Do you leave any fertilizer there, or does everybody have to fertilize their own garden? Everyone
does their own. We can provide some compost from the highway department, but for the most part, we just till everything up, so it gets churned that way.
All right. So whatever compost you have in the garden gets turned over.
Yes.
And then people can add their own.
Yes.
Very good.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I guess that gives us a pretty good idea of what the garden's all about.
Yep, go check it out. It's in full swing right now. Lots of things growing.
Well, we used to go down there and interview people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been down there a number of times and interviewed people who had gardens and other people who were taking care of gardens and so forth. So, yeah, we talked to a lot of people down there. I know Carla Burke has a garden down there. Yeah, she's very popular. And so anyhow, what do you have, Amy?
Thank you, Paul. I'm here to just talk about our volunteer opportunities that we have with the Conservation Department. We have, much like the Harwich Conservation Trust, we have a lot of volunteers who help with stewardship of our conservation lands. And we have what's called a Trails Committee. And each member of the Trails Committee kind of takes ownership of one of our conservation areas, like the Bell's Neck or Thompson's Field. And what they do is they monitor those lands. They do a little bit of pruning. We meet once a month to discuss what's going on in each of those lands, and we are in need of a couple of people who are interested in helping us out there. And we also need some volunteers on the Conservation Commission, which is the commission that I staff, and that commission meets twice a week. And on top of making decisions on our conservation lands, they help our department uphold the State Wetlands Protection Act and Wetlands Protection Bylaw. So if people are interested both in assisting on our lands as well as maybe assisting with regulation and policy, should definitely come and chat with Nikki and I up at the town hall. We'd love to talk to you.
Now, I was going to ask you a question. Do you meet twice a week all year long?
Twice a month.
Twice a month all year long?
Yes, for the Conservation Commission.
You do, okay.
Yes, we do. Yep, we are required by law, if you have an application in front of us, to hear you within 21 days of your application. So if somebody wants to build a house by the water, they have to apply with the Conservation
Oh, really?
Commission. Just like you would for the Board of Health, for a septic system, or planning board, if you have a new
No, that means
business.
the ocean too, if they're building down
Yep.
that way?
If you're on the beach, if you're by the salt marsh, if you're on a pond. We estimate about half the town is within the Conservation Commission's jurisdiction.
Wow, that's a lot of
So
people.
it is a lot of people.
Yes.
We're very busy. So, you know, people are interested in that kind of thing, come talk to me.
Wow, that's a lot. So you've got a big department. I mean, you have a lot of work, but there's only 2 of you so far?
Yes, so I'm full-time, and Nikki here is the Assistant Conservation Agent, and she's part-time currently. And then we have administrative staff as well, but we really rely very heavily upon our town volunteers to get a lot of our work done.
How many volunteers do you have?
Oh, I would say between the Trails Committee, citizen volunteers who maybe don't want to sign up for a committee but just want to help randomly, as well as the Conservation Commission, I would say about 15 to 20 people that help us out on a yearly basis.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, for a small department.
Yep, that's how we get a lot of work done.
Well, very good. Well, thank you both for coming, and we appreciate the update.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.